guys. My channel. I'm not bit one. Subscribe down below if you can do that. That'd be great. Saying Frank's under pressure because for me, too many times in games, his in-game management is not very good, and I feel like he should play players in the right positions on the field. For example, Kai Havertz and Callum as well. I feel like Callum should be playing on the wing. I feel like Kai should be playing behind Giroud or Timo, and he's not doing that at all. These are things which Frank has not changed or tried to change, in my opinion. Giroud also is someone who, for me, against Man City should start, because he's someone who you need that physical, someone physically strong up front to hold the ball up, to play, to bring people in the game, whether it be Kai Havertz or Mason Mount or Kovacic, or maybe to bring them in the game. And these are reasons why I think that Frank is under big pressure, because you look at his game plan, or lack of game plan, I mean, it beggars you. For me, you have to ask the question now: is Frank able to improve the players to a high level? Because listen, you can say that he spent a lot of money to work a lot of pressure, which is a fair point. But for me, pressure comes with being a manager for this great club, and for that, Frank makes too many bad errors on the sideline. He's not able to tell the players what he wants them to do on the field, on the pitch. For me, there's been too many times where Frank has brought on Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz coming too deep to get the ball. Kai needs to stay up top behind the striker. So that's that may be with Giroud, or maybe maybe Giroud or Tammy or Werner, and just tell him to stay high up the pitch and tell him and just say to him, create, because he is someone who has the ability to create and create for create for our players to go to score, in my opinion. And listen, man, I'm a Lampard fan. I grew up watching Frank, but for me, Frank is someone who we need to judge him on being a coach of our club, and as a great player. And as a coach, for me, sometimes makes too many mistakes, and he's not able to correct them fast enough. Against Man City, he was very slow to make changes in that game. When we're down 3-0 before half time, you make changes then. We're down 2-0, you make changes then. And for me, this game was a wrong game to play Ziyech on the wing. You play Ziyech behind Werner, you play a 4-2-3-1, and you tell Ziyech to just create for a player to score goals, because you are the key to us scoring goals. I mean, we have no creativity at all, which is why when we get in the final third of the pitch, we're able to create anything, because we have Kante, Kovacic, and Mount in midfield. These players cannot create. Mount can shoot, we cannot create. And this is what I'm saying to you guys, because Mount is a good player in a certain system. If Mount's not in a system, then he is someone who tends to go able with someone who tries to shoot from far up. Sometimes he needs to learn to just try and create for his teammates. And internal defense is okay, really and truly. Timo Werner is another player who when we signed him, I was very excited, very pleased to get him for our team. But Timo is another player who you now question whether he has the ability to adapt to the league, because listen, some of the goals he missed before were terrible, and I feel like against some teams he'll play well, but against some teams he'll play crap. Okay, Timo's not a winger, which is a fair point, but Timo is a player who, for me, needs to play up top as a as a main man, but with Timo, Timo has to play in the box. He can't play anywhere other than that, in my opinion, because Timo is someone who finishes off goals. You know what I mean? He's not a Giroud or Tammy who can hold the ball up and bring players in the field. You know what I mean? I feel that my field needs to change. I feel that Frank needs to play ZH behind Werner or someone up front. Because for me, if Frank is not going to play Kanye, then for me, he has to play someone to create behind the man up top. So put ZH behind whether it's Werner or Tammy or Giroud, and play Callum right, play Christian left, and just tell ZH to stay up top and try and create for our players. Obviously, Callum and Christian will have to defend and attack as well, but they're very good players at doing both. And for me, you have to put Canton Cole sitting in front of the back four. That's it. It's done. For me, Frank needs to change the way he plays his football very fast, because Frank needs to try and adapt to his league and try and adapt to a winning formula for our club, because he's not doing that at all. Frank is someone who is very stubborn and he's very hard to hit, and he's very headstrong, which means that he's someone who will stick with a formula even though it's not working, and will do it again and again and again and again. Now, against Man City, why did Frank go? Why did Frank choose to play a 4-3-3? Why? Because listen, we don't have to play too much them in a midfield, so don't do that. This game was crying out for a counter-attack formation of 4-2-3-1. Listen, I don't rate Oli at all, but is Oli a better coach than Lampard? For me right now, yeah, he is, because he plays in the right positions in the pitch, at least. And listen, Oli may be a counter-attack coach, but he knows when to. But for me, he knows when to play counter-attack, and he knows when to play more expansive football. Oli does. With Frank, I see Frank trying to force a system on his plays which don't work, and it's also a thing where you see. It's also a thing where you can see guys that Frank is not able to change games when they're not going their way. I mean, again against City yesterday, he was very stubborn. He stayed with that formation of 4-3-3. Me as a fan of football, I'm going. Listen, Frank. In the press conference before, he said that you're gonna try and basically play on the break, and now you're playing 4-3-3. Why? This match is coming out for to play a 4-2-3-1 and break with speed and pace. That's it. This game I saw us not press the ball. I saw us not pressing with intensity at all. We walk around. We were not sure if you want to press or set back. And Frank needs to make it clear whether it's in training or in the on the sideline. So guys got to press with speed and pace, not press with just the speed or pace, because we need to press with high intensity as well. For me, Frank did not tell the players what to do before this game, clearly, because they weren't pressing the ball at all. They're sitting back, and I'm thinking, so Frank, pick. I'm going, Frank. I'm gonna sit back or press. Pick one, because you can't do both. And this game was crying out for someone to create in the field. And I'm thinking, Frank, this game is very simple. Just play a 4-2-3-1, put Siege behind the striker, and tell him to stay up there and just create. That's it, create. Because we need someone to create for play to score goals. My opinion. 20 times this year, it's been gone down the flanks, left wing, right wing, no more. Frank needs to bring on someone who is a elite player who can rate. You know, see my opinion. That's my opinion on Frank, and he's under him being under pressure. I feel like he has got maybe 2 games to save his job, and we'll see if he's able to change the way he plays football and get a win and get us playing well again. Let's wait and see. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.